Beatles made their Minnesota debut at the Met, and of course, now the site is the Mall of America, and you can relive that moment nearly 50 years ago by looking at some pictures, and some very rare pictures indeed. Kurt Benjamin is with us this morning with the Bob Bonis Archive. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Tom.
So we're going to talk about what happened there at the Met, and this particular picture right here, as far as we knew, was really one of the only pictures that existed, and it's pretty far away at the same time, right?
It is. That picture you're looking at is owned by the Historical Society here in Minnesota. There are about 6 or 7 photos, and you can't quite make out the band. There was no one allowed on the field in this particular concert because they were worried about people being stampeded.
Okay, so then we think this is the only picture, and then what happens?
Well, 48 years later, in a basement of a gentleman named Bob Bonis, who turned out to ironically be the U.S. tour manager of both the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. He died, and his son brought up from the basement this archive of photos, over 5,000 incredible photos. Well, we joined the Grammy Museum and the 400 Club in the Mall of Americas to put on this incredible exhibit with, beyond our pictures, you can play drums on Ringo's drum set. You can see the original drum head from the Ed Sullivan Show, and tons of artifacts. It's an incredible show. And they wanted our 32 photographs, which are the only 32 photographs that exist in the world. We're making them available in extremely limited editions in a very unique strategy to the people of Minnesota.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
We have about a minute left, so I want you to show us some of these photos, because you brought 2 of your favorites, I guess, in.
Well, there's so many of them. This, of course, is just Paul turning around to Bob, who was just on stage and mugging.
He could be there because he was a tour manager.
Exactly. These are several other photographs, you know, of the whole band on stage.
And this is a very rare look, too, because it's not just from the stage looking up. This is from the stage looking out. This is what they saw.
Exactly.
There could be somebody at home that was sitting in the audience that day.
Exactly. So what we've done is we have the exhibit at the Mall of Americas, which will be there for about 90 days, and then it'll be touring around Minnesota. And we've launched a website called BeatlesMN.com, where you can get a limited edition of these photos. We're doing, this is, you know, for example, this size, there'll be 75 in the world, and then it's retired. The negative will never be printed again.
All right, well, thanks for coming, and we appreciate it. That's going to be a great exhibit to see, and the website, as we talked about, we've got all that information on our website at KSTP.com. You can go there, you can buy the pictures, as Kurt mentioned there, in the very limited editions, and it's definitely a part of history here in Minnesota. It is now 8:20 on this Saturday morning. We're going to